Chapter 2.6, Stem and Leaf Plots. So today we're going to look at another way to organize our data and to look at the shape of the data. What does it look like? By using a stem and leaf plot. So please make sure you copy the definition on page 86 and then come back and we will talk about a stem and leaf plot. So as you just wrote, a stem and leaf plot is a graph that uses the digits of the number. Remember that a digit is just a number. 0 to 9, those are our digits. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So each number is broken up into two parts. This side is called the stem. This side is called the leaf. Now the stem can represent various places. It can represent the ones place if you're working with decimals, the tens place, the hundreds place, and so forth. The leaf then represents the rest of those digits. So let's talk about what that actually looks like. So example 1. The time students take to get ready for school are shown below. How many students take less than 30 minutes? How many take more than 40 minutes? So this is my stem and leaf plot. So right here, this is my stem. Every stem and leaf plot needs to have a key. This key says that 2 line 3 means 23 minutes. So my stem in this one, in this stem and leaf plot, my stem is my tens place. And my leaves are my ones place. That's what this key means. 2 line 3 means 23 minutes. So my question asked, how many students take less than 30 minutes? So this is 23, 23, 25, 27, 28, 28. So all of these are less than 30 minutes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 students are less than 30 minutes. The other question said, how many will take more than 40 minutes? Well, here I have 2 zeros. Those are both equal to 40 minutes. 4 in the tens place, 0 in the ones. So I have 2 that are exactly 40 minutes. So these two, oh, not what I wanted to do. So these two don't count. I'm going to count the 2, the 3, the 3, the 5. That's 42, 43, 43, and 45 minutes. But I also have to count this down here because that is also more than 40 minutes. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students. 5 students take more than 40 minutes. Again, I couldn't count the 40s because that is equal to 40 minutes, not more than. So that's how you read a stem and leaf plot. Let's talk about how you make one. So example 2, the table shows times that it takes compact cars to reach 60 miles per hour. Make a stem and a leaf plot of the data. So you will notice that this is in seconds. 0 to 60 miles per hour times in seconds. So 8.2 seconds, 7.3 seconds, 7.2 seconds, and so forth. So for this, my stem is going to represent the ones place, and my leaf, or my leaves, are going to represent the tenths place. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write in numerical order, and that's important. Numerical order. Okay, all of my stems. So I see an 8, I see a 7, I see a 6 down here, 7, 8, 7, 8, 8, and a 10. So I'm going to write my stems. 6, 7, 8. I'm going to include 9, even though none of those times are 9 seconds. I'm going to include the 9 anyway. They need to be in numerical order. I can't just skip a number. Okay, then actually I'm going to make my line nice and thick. Then you're going to draw a nice line separating your stem from your leaves. Now, don't need those anymore. Now I'm going to make my leaves. So I'm going to start with the 6s. So 6, I have a 6.5, I have a 6.8, and those are all my 6s. So the 5 and the 8 I'm going to write in numerical order. 5 and then an 8. Now notice there are no commas between them, but there is a slight space. This is not 58, it's a 5 and an 8. Don't separate using commas, just leave a little bit of a space. Okay, so there is my 6 stem and leaves. I'm done with my 6s. Now my 7s, I have a 3. I'm going to go ahead and write these down because there are a lot of them. There's a 3 and a 2, a 7, another 2, a 6, a 0, another 0, and a 6, and a 3. Now, all of these are leaves for the 7 stem. We need to write these in numerical order. So I'm going to start with the 2 zeros, 0, 0, and again I'm going to leave some space, not putting commas, just a little bit of a space. I don't have any 1s, but I have 2 2s. So I'll write 2, 2, and then I have 2 3s, so I'll write both of those. I don't have any 5s, but I have 2 6s, and then I have a 7. Okay, so there is my 7 stem and all of its leaves. Now my 8s. I have a 2, I'll put those down here, starting to run out of room, a 0, and 2 1s. So a 0, 1, 1, a 9, a 3, a 7, 9, 3, 7, and a 5. So I will write all of these in order. So 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 3, 5, 7, 9. Notice how my leaves are kind of lined up in columns. It helps make it much neater. Okay, so I'm done with my 8s. We already said I have no 9s, so I'm going to leave it blank. My 9 has no leaves. That tells me that there are no data points that have 9 seconds. And then I have 1, 10, and that is a 5. So this right here, this is my stem and leaf plot. Okay, now the last thing you need to make sure that you have is every good graph has to have a title. So you take the title from your chart and that becomes the title of your stem and leaf plot. Really easy that way. Okay? Now, there are a couple of different ways that you can collect data. In example 2, we used a table. We just wrote the numbers. So we had to go through this whole process of showing data, and that's fine, okay, in order to make our stem and leaf plot. This is one way to show data. I can look at this data and I can conclude that most compact cars take between 7 and 8 seconds to go from 0 to 60 miles an hour. 2 cars are faster. They take somewhere in the 6-second range. 1 car is really slow. It takes 10.5 seconds. But most cars are in the 7 to 8 second range. And I can tell that because their leaves are really long, where these leaves are both very short. We can also organize data using a frequency table, which we've done before. And a frequency table, compared to a stem and leaf plot, these two here are showing the same data. They're both comparing how long it takes each student to get to school. So Zach decided to make a frequency table, and he found that the most frequent time is 10 minutes. It takes the most number of students 10 minutes to get to school. Lauren made a frequency table, and she found the same thing, that the mode of the data is 10 minutes. Different ways to show the same data. Sometimes you get to pick. However, in this lesson, we're picking a stem and leaf plot. So that's it for today. Please do the QCs and the CYU, and we will go over it tomorrow.